Luka Doncic just did something that hasn't been done for 65 years in the EuroBasket. He dropped 47 points against France, which is the second highest scoring tally ever. And if you are up next facing Slovenia and defending Doncic, you better come prepared. My name is Augustas Šliauskas, and today we're going to look at how European teams are trying to limit Luka's greatness and analyze his historic performance. Let's start with the first game against Lithuania, where Luka kinda struggled by his standards, shooting only 29% from the field. What the Baltic state offered was a mix of defensive tactics, starting with a surprising switch with Jonas Valančiūnas. Doncic quickly went into his patterned step back, swished it, and started visibly questioning the choice of Kazys Maksvytis. However, that was only a fake. Next possession, we immediately see the real plan and the perfect execution, pressuring Luka full court, trying to cancel the screens by passing extremely close to him, and the big man dropping back. Only in the case of Doncic going inside, we see a late switch, and after that, a late double with Lithuanians sending a clear message: we will take a risk but prefer others not named Luka Doncic shooting. That is an excellent idea, but to execute this tactic well and trigger the switch as late as possible, you need the primary ball defender working extra hours. No one can stop Luka, but forcing him to work hard for his points is already a win. Here are two excellent examples. Butkevičius is right there on his hip the entire time, canceling the screen and contesting the step back in the best way possible. Luka finished the game with one made 3 out of 8. In the second half, Lithuania kept following over and switching later. Doncic pulls Valančiūnas out on perimeter, sees the double coming and trusts his teammates to make the shot, but Nikolić misses. The plan seems to be working, right? Yet next possession, Lithuania suffer a mental error, with Domantas Sabonis finding himself in an unusual spot defensively. He is the man that's supposed to go double, but lets Luka dance on JV, and look what happens. After the bucket, you can see Lithuanian head coach reminding his players of their plan. Strangely, with the outcome of the match on the line, they reversed back to dropping on pick and rolls without switching. Here, Toby slips the screen and gets in behind Sabonis. Lithuania could and should bump him at the free throw line, but doesn't, and Luka serves another on-point delivery under the basket. Poor shooting didn't stop him from dominating the game with his passing. And to finish off Lithuania, Slovenians display a notebook-worthy possession against the ice defense. Toby pops, Chancher cuts from 45, making the corner defender's life difficult. He helps off of Goran Dragic, who gives Slovenians their first victory of the tournament, even with Luka struggling to get going. Was it a fluke, a bad day, or the plan worked? Slovenia's next opponent, Bosnia and Herzegovina, decided to take the page out of Lithuania's book and followed a similar path. This made a lot of sense since Bosnians have Jusuf Nurkic, who is of quite similar stature as Jonas Valančiūnas. Forward Edin Atic was instructed to stay attached to Doncic and fight over the screens, and since Mike Toby was often popping on the three-point line, it forced Bosnians into a switching game. Luka versus Nurkic would be a terrible matchup on NBA courts, but different rules in the FIBA game make it slightly easier, and with Doncic falling in love with the long ball, it made Jusuf seem like a world-class defender for a moment. We gotta give credit where it's due. Bosnians played their hearts out in their first 3 games, and their forwards might not have appeared on the stat sheet so much, yet were a huge part of their success. Look at them staying close to Luka after pick and rolls, and then contesting these shots as best as they could. Even when Bosnians got their tactics wrong and left Doncic alone with the ball, as strange as it may sound, luck was on their side. So much that Bosnians started liking this Doncic-Nurkic matchup and went into automatic switching mode. Here Luka pulls Juan Carlos Navarro move, but again misses from deep. He missed all 8 of them, and with every clang on the rim, I was asking myself, why is he not attacking the paint in ISO situations? Because whenever he did, wonderful things happened. Of course, Nurkic was keeping a safe distance and inviting Luka to shoot, but he is still that much quicker and unusually strong for a guard, so a soft contact isn't going to blow him away. Look at these 3 scores, with the last one being an amazing exhibition of ball handling, coordination, and footwork. For those who don't know, Bosnia won this game and is the only team that managed to beat the reigning champions in the group stage. And the missed freeze by Doncic wasn't the only reason why. Turnovers played an enormous part as well. Bosnians were amazing at reading Luka's next move. Slovenia loved to play the set where only one man can tag the rolling big, so it's really simple to read the defense. Luka, uncharacteristically, threw away 2 passes like this. Slovenians lost. Doncic once again was average. Basketball world started whispering, is this the way we limit Luka's greatness? Is he in a slump or what is happening? I'm not sure he heard all that talk or that he even cares about it, but boy did the man deliver. France could have played any defense they wanted, I'm positive it wouldn't have mattered. Anyway, France said, let me copy-paste the homework from others. We'll be switching on pick and pops, and when Luka responded with an instant step-back 3, something told me it's going to be a long night. Since Doncic was guarded by power forward Amaf Mbaye, France simply switched the 4-5 pick. Luka gets Poirier on the switch, puts him to sleep with the dribble and finishes inside the paint, something we didn't see him do enough in the previous matches. Slovenia start to bully this matchup, targeting Poirier knowing they'll get a switch. Luka sees France shrinking the driving gaps, gets in the rhythm and sends another bomb from downtown. At this point, Poirier is lost. At first he was giving space to shoot, but now Luka is hot. Being one step closer meant getting put in the blender the next play down, with the Slovenian wonder kid not moving the net on this nasty pullback 3. The show goes on immediately after. Again, targets on Poirier's back, and I'm in shock they aren't sending double teams yet. Another step back, same result. France score and you know the heat check is coming. As a neutral fan, you want this to go in and hear the arena explode, but Fournier catches a break. The most ridiculous moment of the historic night for European basketball came a couple minutes later. On a dead possession, Luka receives the ball almost at half court with 5 seconds to go. Žiga Dimec then sets an unnecessary screen with 3 seconds to go. So this brings Gobert at the level of the screen and he has to drive left all the way to the corner just to try this absurd floater 3-pointer of one leg.
Here's Doncic. Oh! Are you kidding me? It's like he's in his backyard.
Luka had 27 in the first half, and after the break, some of the France players just couldn't keep standing around, not doing anything about it. LBC tries a pretty random switch here against the hostage dribble, but Luka's size and strength advantage is no match for the point guard. Later, Mbaye is helping hard from one pass away, yet Luka is unfazed by this stunt, gently pushing away Tarpi and knocking down another jumper. It was one of those nights where everything he shot went in. It helped that France struggled with their semi-transition defense, picking up the ball handler who already has 30+ points only at the 3-point line. Finally, Luvavu Cabarro picks him up, Luka sees it and goes straight into the post. Because why not? He now has a better defender on him but smaller and lighter. Bully ball gets him close to the rim for another 2 and I'm still waiting for the double team to come. But before that, we get another trademark step-back 3 with the NBA's 3-time defensive player on the year and his 2-meter and 35-centimeter wingspan right in his grill.
Here we go, and another 3! He has equaled Nico Gallis' 45 points that he scored back in 1989.
So I know it sounds ridiculous, but it took 40 points for France to start double-teaming Luka. Dragic scores here using the advantage, but the play was reviewed and changed into an offensive foul. Later, Trapped worked for the second time in a row, with France cutting the lead down to 4 and questions arising of why it wasn't implemented earlier. With the game on the line, Huertel tries for the 3rd time in a row, but Luka avoids it by creating a closeout situation in the corner. Chanchar attacks Gobert to the left and seals the victory for Slovenia. Lithuanians and Bosnians might have fooled us, but it's time to admit once again. It's Luka Doncic's world we live in. And on some days you can have the best plan possible, but it will be the magician himself to decide the outcome. I'm curious, what would be your plan if your next opponent was Slovenia? Leave the comments down below and I will see you for more breakdowns like this when the EuroBasket playoffs start.